Hey guys, what's up? It's Emergency and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a direct response to a video I made recently in the past where I went through some shows that I found to be quite overrated. Very much like got the hype but didn't deserve it type beat. And y'all seem to like that and actually suggested that maybe, just maybe, I do the inverse or reverse or the opposite. There we go. And give you all a set of shows that I feel are criminally underrated. And before we get into this, just make sure that you're aware this video is very much like, in my opinion. This is by no means any kind of like fact. They're just my opinions. So if you don't agree with them, that's okay. And you can feel free to fight me in the comments. I just won't respond. I'm sorry. I'm shy. And one more thing before we get into this, if you are new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button to join the Roommates because we make good commentary show content like this all the time. So if you want to see more, then subscribe and leave a like on this video because it helps out a lot. And also, sorry, I'm asking for a lot here. Follow me on my socials here at Emergency. I'm trying to post more there coming in 2022. To be determined. You get the point. Let's get into the rest of the video. So what do I mean by underrated show? In this case, underrated to me means shows that are genuinely good, have a great plot. Personally, I enjoy 10 out of 10, but really doesn't seem like they're super mainstream. Not right now. I'm looking at this more in like the context of like not being super relevant or like super popular now, but this also can be like stretched into just like in general, like if they really just never popped off like that, or were just like part of like mainstream pop culture media shows. I'm sure that some of these shows were actually on Netflix's top 10, so I really can't say like that much, but can we really trust the Netflix top 10? That's a conversation for a different day, but can we really trust it? I don't know. I just think that these shows aren't really talked about enough, so we're gonna talk about them right now. This first show is probably the newest show on this list, and it is one that I've finished fairly recently. If you have been on my TikTok, you know that I have been obsessed with this show and have been posting non-stop on TikTok about this show. Sorry about that.
I mean, it's okay to not be perfect for once. Lord knows I'm not perfect. Remember when I left Grandpa's ashes on the roof of the car and drove away?
I beg your pardon, you did what?
But I actually found out about this show through a recommendation from my friend Madison. Check out her channel. This show is called The Sex Lives of College Girls. And it's on HBO, and I have to say it is one of my favorite shows right now simply because if y'all are familiar with this channel, you know how I feel about high school shows. They're great. I've been wishing for a while that we'd get more like college content in the sense of like a show based in college, and that is exactly what this is. It was created and executively produced by Mindy Kaling, so we got those influences going on there, but it's basically a show set in college based around these four girls who are all roommates and each have their own little misadventures, coming of age type beat, but the main thing is that they're based in college, and it just really shows like what like the freshman year college experience is like in a certain scope. And I feel like they touch on a lot of really important topics, and the show is just arguably really out of pocket, like extremely out of pocket in the best way possible. Like the things they say on this show are just simply ridiculous. Like why would those words come out of your mouth? Why would you say that?
The Catellan is the most selective extracurricular on campus.
What about acapella?
Hey, fuck acapella!
And that's really why I like this show so much. One, because it's based in college and it's giving us what we need. It is really showing that like college shows or like shows based in college really can be funny, really can be engaging, and really can tell a coming of age story. Because let's be honest here, how many of us really did fully come of age in high school? I mean, like a lot of us, but I feel like for a lot of people, for most people, like the most learning that they do is like post-graduation or post-high school graduation, whether that be college or just like life after high school. And they really show that, because I feel like college is such a unique experience, and especially being a freshman in college is such a unique experience because it's your first time on your own. So you're really coming of age, growing into your own. And that is just so beautiful and so fun to see. They also have LGBT representation. They have racial diversity, like the cast is pretty diverse, and like I said, they touch on a set of very real college topics. I just really cannot stop talking about the show. I am such a big fan, and I feel like it is criminally underrated because I'm not sure if it's just because it's new or because like it's sort of like niche, but I don't really see a lot of people talking about it. I know one YouTuber, Still by Kenya, made a video on it, and there are like some other videos out there, but I feel like in comparison to some other shows, especially like to like a grownish, I'd say. It's not really getting the same reception, and it needs to, because it's great. Like literally it's great. I highly recommend. I definitely put it in like one of the top shows I've seen like this year. But regardless, we're moving on. The next show I've mentioned before, actually in like my last video, I think, Sense8 is another one of these shows. No one talks about Sense8, and Sense8 is so good. Like so good. And like most good shows on Netflix, it has been canceled. Because for some reason Netflix likes doing that. Or riddle me that, like why? A quick TLDR on Sense8, it's basically these 8 people are all telepathically like connected, so they can like see, feel, whatever. Basically interact with each other mentally, and they're being hunted down because of course something strange happening, government, kill them. But yeah, basically that happens, and they're trying to survive and also figure out like where did this power come from. The cast is really great, diverse, queer, all that, you know, my qualifications, and it's just really dramatic, and I really am here for that. Like I like the drama, I really do love the drama, but I feel like it came and then it went. Like I don't see a lot of people talking about it anymore because it did get canceled after I think 2 seasons, or it had to like fight for a second season or like a special episode. I remember watching a special episode, but it was cut off way too soon. Like I feel like they could have done a lot more with that content, but didn't, which is okay. I will recover, I will survive, but I can't stop talking about it enough. Like I always see it in like the watch again section of Netflix. I'm always tempted, but I don't, because I can't watch shows more than once personally. But if I could, I would, you know? So sort of jumping out and hopping in my K-drama bag, the next show is Extracurricular. Extracurricular is one of the K-dramas on Netflix that I feel like is really underrated. I feel like in like the general K-drama space on Netflix, it is pretty popular, but to like the general public, I don't think that it's like super big or as big as it should be. But I personally really enjoyed the show and think that people aren't talking about it enough or giving it the chance or credit that it really deserves. Extracurricular is about this high school kid who is basically a glorified pimp, if I'm being honest. And he's trying to save up money to go to college from pimping these people out. And then he meets this girl, and then they get into some conflict because they're doing that whole like strangers to lovers, enemies to lovers, and really trying to figure out what is going on between them. I really hated their dynamic, if I'm being honest. But like the plot itself is pretty interesting because it's kind of giving like police mystery, because similar to how like My Name was, where like there's a underground investigation investigating Jiwoo. In this case, the main character Jisoo is being investigated by this cop, but like she's really more invested in this than I think she should be. But I feel like the main draw to the show is the mind games that go on, like just seeing these high schoolers like having to interact and sort of one up these mobsters and other high schoolers is just really interesting. You don't really see a show like that too often, and I feel like it's just like a fun watch. Like it's not as super action heavy as like a Squid Game or like a Your Name, but like it still does cement its place, and I feel like it is a really good K-drama to watch. So yes, highly recommend, you should go check it out. In a similar vein, I also feel like Alice in Borderland, I'm not really sure if I can call this underrated. I just think that it really deserves like some more hype, because if you like Squid Game, you're probably gonna like Alice in Borderland, just because they're both death games, but like this one takes place in Japan. I would say that they're equally as good. I do prefer Squid Game just a little bit more, just because the ending of Alice in Borderland for this season really did make me mad. I'm not gonna spoil it, I highly recommend you watch. But yeah, Alice in Borderland, if you really like that genre of like betrayal, like very gory and dark action show, yeah, then you'll like it. I was actually gonna make a full video on Alice in Borderland just because there have been a lot of requests for me to talk about it, so I'm considering this little segment my 2 cents. But if you want to see a full video breaking down Alice in Borderland, maybe when season 2 comes out, let me know in the comments below. But the final show that we're gonna be talking about, the final underrated show that I believe got canceled as well, is The Order. And The Order, y'all, The Order, wow, that's a show right there. Like that gave me college Twilight. It really did. It gave me college Twilight, because you wanna know why? The Order is basically a show that also takes place in college, which is interesting. It combines what's good from like any college show plus Twilight plus Wizards of Waverly Place, because it really is a show where these college kids are like drafted into like the secret society called the Order, where they practice sorcery, and then there's also like this pack of werewolves, which is also a secret society in college, and there's like conflict between the two because the two groups are like rivals or whatever, and the main character Jack kind of like double dips and becomes both. So he's in the Order but also is a werewolf. And the plot of the show, as the show goes on, kind of gets a little Riverdale-y in the sense that like it gets a little wild, but you can follow along. It kind of gets like the point of like season 2 Riverdale, where you're kind of like, what is going on, but also why do I love this? I just really can't recommend the show enough. It is so good. Literally just watch it. Like, we're on break right now. It's the holiday season. Just watch. Wow, that was a lot. Those were a lot of shows in a very short amount of time. This was really weird for me because I'm used to making like full videos for these shows, so doing quick little snippets, very different. These shows are all shows that I definitely think should be continued and were very good and had their moment, just not in like the mainstream per se. So if you want to give them their moment, you know, give them the clout that they deserve, then definitely watch these shows, start talking about these shows. And if you do watch them or have seen them, let me know what you think about them down in the comments below. But thank you so much for watching this video, y'all. Again, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button to join the Roommates and turn on my post notifications so that you never miss when I post. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by leaving a like and follow me on my social medias here at Emergency. Other than that, y'all, thank you so much for watching. I've been Emergency, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.